Let me tell you something. We just played a heck of a football team in Valdosta State. We knew coming down here it's going to be a great football game. You know, it's going to be a heck of an opportunity to play, I think, against one of the best opponents that we played all year, and we were very optimistic that we would be able to come down here and make it a game. And unfortunately, early we just lacked some execution on both sides of the ball that kind of put us down a little bit. But you kind of would like those 34 points you put up in the second half to be the 34 points you put up in the first half. But unfortunately, that didn't happen today. But let me tell you something. First of all, a lot of credit to Valdosta State and the football program that they have and the team that we played against today.
So you guys started to come back there in the second half. You got it to 14. What was going through your head on that drive before the interception?
Yeah, we talked about it at halftime, and we had a lot of confidence in sitting in there at halftime, sitting in the locker room, because a lot of the stuff in the first half was just self-inflicted, and rather it was a couple drop balls or just some missed balls by this and some missed tackles or whatnot, and these guys can speak on that. But when you play playoff football, things got to be clicking everywhere, and unfortunately that just didn't happen. But I think you saw the resolve of our football team. There's a reason why we're 8-3, and there's a reason why we were 8-1 in the SAC conference, because our football team doesn't stop playing, and I think they showed that again today. But listen, let me tell you something. I'm ticked off that we got beat in the first round of the NCAA playoffs, and I have a right to be, because I think we have a heck of a football team. But again, these two guys right here, 2 years ago, they were 0-9, right? They were 0-9. They've won 3 games and 4 games in the last 4 years in the school history in the last 4 years. So these two right here sitting in front of you to be 16-8 right now, being a 2 playoff run team back-to-back, and winning the Piedmont back-to-back, I give these guys a lot of credit. It just shows where our program's not where we want it to be right now. We want it to be a lot more. We want it to be more expedited. We want it to be faster. To get those wins, to get into playoff and make those runs. But the good Lord's got time, and today's not the time. And so, but for what our team has done and what these two guys have done with their leadership, to take a program, what were you 2 years ago? 0-9, right? And to now be 8-1 in the SAC and represent the SAC in the first round of the playoffs and play a heck of a football team. I'm really super proud of these guys. But at some point in time, the Cinderella story's got to go, right? And now it's got to be, Limestone University's here because they deserve it. They can play. You better watch out. And hopefully we'll continue to do that, and that'll be our calling next year.
Open it up for questions.
Dustin, I'll ask. It's a little bit of a slow start. You got that first completion. It seemed like the game slowed down for you, and then from that point on, you're spot on accurate the rest of the day.
Yeah, it's just like you said. We missed a couple throws here and there, like off the jump. Just missed a couple throws. We had one drop on the third down that would have kept the first drive going. And I mean, we were moving the ball. I mean, we catch that. I like our chances going down there and scoring the way our offense is moving. But I mean, we just got to find a way to go into this offseason and figure out how we can start faster, because this wasn't the only game that we started slow in, and it was multiple games. We got to figure out what we can do to do that.
Chandler, 2 years ago, you're 0-9. Last year, sitting at the same press conference, you talked about a new standard at Limestone. It wasn't a Cinderella story. You're back in the playoffs. How proud are you of that new standard that you've set?
Very proud. I mean, I think it's something me and Dustin and everybody who puts on the LU is very proud of, I mean, and going into the season last year, like Coach talked about belief, and, we talked about it, but did we really believe in it? I don't know. This year, 100%. We knew what we were, and we came out and we played some tough teams, Played some really tough teams. We had a hard schedule, but we went out there and we played, and we're a really good football team.
Chandler, what was the adjustments in the second half that you really started to slow down their offense, especially in the third quarter?
Well, I mean, just coming out, we knew their personnel. We knew they had speed outside, and we knew their quarterback had an arm and he can extend plays. And once he gets out of the pocket, I mean, it turns into man, And if we don't turn it into man, then he's going to extend plays. He's going to find the guy, and he's going to be open, and that's what happened.
Anything else? All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.